Hello and welcome to PlayStation Racer. My name is Mitchell Morgan and today we're heading off for another World Circuit race. It is going to be the European Clubman Cup 600 and we're going to be heading off to the Americas for this one and Blue Moon Bay Speedway. Before we do that, I'm just going to pop up to the options, have a look at the race difficulty and make sure that we're on the hard setting, which we are. So we can come out of there. And then we'll head across now. You'll notice that I have already done this race. Let me cover that in just a moment. Let's go into the European Clubman Cup 600. Now, the cars that you can use, or the main rival cars that you can use, is the new Lamborghini Urus, or however you pronounce that, the 911 Carrera RS, which is a beautiful car, the Alfa Giulia GTAm, assuming I'm pronouncing that correctly, and the Renault Megane, again, another really nice car. Now, I did try the Lamborghini because it's the new car and it was just like the must-do car. But after one very quick attempt, the best I could get was 12th on the hard setting, even with a little bit of tuning on the Lamborghini. And to step up from 12th to 1st was a big ask, so I stopped running with that car. And I went with the Alfa. Now, with regards to the Alfa, I was running on the Racing Soft tyres. And I got first place very, very easily. By just towards the end of the third lap, we managed to do that. With the suspension set to normal and the differential set to normal, as it is here, but with the output adjustment to 100, so completely maxed out, and also with the power restrictor completely maxed out at 100. But we did that so easily. What I want to try and do in this race is, instead of having the PP up, if I just take this up to 100, you'll see what I mean by this. So if I set both of those to 100, you'll notice that we've got 698 pp on a recommended 600. So what I'm going to try it on the 70 and 70, so the minimum that we can do. I'm not going to take any extra ballast, and that's going to put us at 616 pp, which is a little bit closer to where we should be. The transmission I've got set to normal. The nitrous also is set to normal. I've got a medium RPM turbocharger on and a racing intercooler. I've got racing intake and exhaust, carbon brakes. Brake pads are also racing, and I've got a brake controller on here just in case I need to play around with the brake balance. And I've also got the racing clutch and flywheel. So all my usual mods that I like to do to my road cars. The engine tuning and the bodywork is all standard. I haven't played around with that at all. Now, I'll just remind you, if you set the output to 100 and the power restrictor to 100, I promise you, you can do this one super easily. For now, I want to run this one a little bit closer to the PP that is recommended, the 616.49. So we're still just a little bit over, but let's see how we go. So let's enter the race. And this is going to be the European Clubman Cup 600. So Blue Moon Bay Speedway, infield A reverse. 4 laps to go from last to first. Let's get into this one and see how we go. Okay, so for this one, we're running on traction control 1. The brake balance is in the middle. And so we go onto the radar. The first thing we want to do is try and get through this traffic as soon as we can. You'll also find that with this tuning, 4th gear is your friend, as is the curb. So as we come around this corner, just going to come up the inside of the Audi, get that slowed down, get it rotated. Now you can obviously pause and rewind the video to see where my braking, turning points, etc. are, especially as we go through this traffic, and I'm not really sharing my choice of gear and turning points with you because everything is all a bit dynamic at the moment, not my usual gears and turning points. On that one, I'm braking on the 100, just trying to pick up the white bit of that curb, which I didn't quite catch. I'm minded of where this BMW is. Just trying to carry as much speed as we can through here. Just lifting before the yellow line. Oh, getting it up in the inside of the Audi. And then as we come across the line, we find ourselves in 13th place. So if we come down the long straight, the next corner is probably the hardest one, I think, on the whole of the track. and I'm looking for a black box on the left hand side. You can see it just ahead. When you reach that, just ease off a little bit down into fifth, just to be able to get through this corner. And then you're looking for the blue curb on the left hand side. That's where you want to start braking in a straight line for that corner. Again, braking the beginning of that curb, third gear just to get it slowed down, and then fourth gear so that you can get that rotated nicely there. 50-metre board as we go through this one. I've got to go around the outside of that particular car. Again, up into fourth as soon as possible, just because in third gear the back end of this car gets very, very loose. Don't worry about that Alfa disappearing, it's very, very quick in a straight line. I'm going to brake on the 100-metre board, turn on the 50, just get across the white line there. That Alfa's got it wrong. Looking for the tyre marks in the road there, just to slow it down ever so slightly, and then you can carry a lot of speed across that line. Again, just lift in and ever such a small brake through there before you get to the yellow line. Just be careful as you get to the bump, and then we're going to come across the line to start the third lap. At the moment I'd say in eighth, but that Alfa is going to go past so very, very, very quickly. So again, looking for the black box. I'm going to ease off slightly, just feel my way through this corner, brake in a straight line on the blue bit, just getting it back up into fifth to carry the speed through that corner. Oh, the Alfa behind giving me a bit of a clout into that corner. I've already had some contact with some of these cars, so I think the clean race bonus has gone, so I'm just going to go for it. They are going away from me on the exit of these corners. I'm not going to worry about that too much. Again, I cannot get the line that I want through there because of the blue car on the inside. And the same on this one. We'll just try and put it up the inside of these cars. Just take it a little bit easier across here. And then we can get it up the inside of the Lamborghini. And again, we are now in first place as we go into the final lap. The Lamborghini is going to come back very, very, very quick. So I'm watching for the black box on the left hand side. At that point, I'm just going to lift, stay in fifth, just balance the throttle and the accelerator accordingly. Looking for the blue bit on the right hand side there. Just getting that slowed down. Again, the beginning of this curve, I'm just going to slow it down a little bit. Just using fourth gear so that back end doesn't get too tail happy. Again, I'm just going to leave it in fourth through here, actually down at the third for that one. Stay over to the right hand side. Looking for the beginning of this curve, I'm going to brake on the 100. Just down into fourth. Now I can get across this corner nicely. Over to left hand side. Looking for those tyre marks. Get across that curve nicely. Again, just don't lose it too much as you go across the bump there. Fourth gear is really nice to go through some of these corners. And then we can come across the line to take a very, very easy win using those lower performance settings in this Alfa. It definitely is the car of choice for me. Very, very, very easy in that particular car. So at the end, we were 2.4 seconds ahead of the second Alfa and nearly 6 seconds ahead of the Mercedes AMG. So that is how I got gold at the European Clubman Cup 600 Blue Moon Bay Reverse. We didn't get the clean race bonus. There was one or two little bumps. If I wasn't narrating the video, you could do that easily and get a clean race bonus. Very often when I'm narrating, I am thinking about what I'm saying rather than racing, and therefore little mistakes come in. Whereas if I wasn't narrating that, then I would definitely have been able to get that clean very, very easily. So this is using the Alfa Giulia, assuming I am Giulia, however you pronounce that particular word. Very, very easy using this tune. to get first around here. I was a little bit disappointed with the Lamborghini. I may well come back to the Lamborghini again and just see if we can do better. But this video was really all about how we can very easily get this one done. And for me, that Alfa was an absolutely brilliant drive. It's nice and quick, it was well planted, it was very easy to set through the corners, and plenty of grunt down the straightaways, as well as plenty of speed through the corners. Using that fourth gear, you could close up on other cars very easily and get past them very, very easily, as we're doing with the BMW there. Just be very careful as you cross in those two bumps, but otherwise, this car, my choice every day of the week for this race. So I hope that you've enjoyed this one. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new around here, please consider subscribing to the channel, because that will really, really help me as I'm trying to grow it right now. And if you are a current subscriber back for more, thank you ever so much for continuing to support me. And I will see you on another video coming very, very soon. It will be the third of the 3 races that were released as part of the recent 1.44 release. For now, take care, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.